Sam Seder, Emma Vigland on the Majority Report. It is a pleasure to welcome to the program Adam Friedland, comedian. You're the host of the Adam Friedland Show. Is that correct?
Yeah, barely a comedian at this point, but yes, thank you.
And we appreciate your coming on. I was just remarking, those are nice paintings behind you. Did you paint those?
No, no. A guy painted it. Yeah.
Okay. I
Guy named Mark.
make sure that it was.
It's nice. Yeah, I've decided if I'm never gonna own a home, I may as well. I'm a hard asset. I'm like a money under the mattress Jew. I had everything in checking until like 6 months ago. I'm very bad at money, but I was like, I can never like look at a stock portfolio or something and like feel pleasure, but I'm like, if you buy something that you look at that's nice, like whatever, these wacky folks, I'm like, yeah, that's like, it makes me smile.
I know there's been speculation as well as to the writing on those.
Where's that coming from?
The voice of God, I guess.
Who's that?
We don't know.
Well, that was the the governor of Utah. I'm not sure if you've heard about the news. That's
Ken Bone. Ken Bone. He can't make up his mind.
Right.
Undecided. What's going on?
Yeah, there's been news.
That guy in the red sweater.
Oh yeah.
They got the
Who even is undecided these days? You know, like McCain, Obama. Like, make up your freaking mind.
Exactly. Well, you're just catching up with that election.
Well, I kind of like, I don't like letting the zeitgeist, like, I like wait to see movies and stuff, and
So
I just checked out Interstellar. What a
you
load
should
of
see the
dreck
Sting.
that was.
That's also a good one that's percolating right now.
I dream of rain, yale. I'm sorry, guys. Barely a comedian, as I said. Yeah, the news really stinks, right?
Yeah, it's a very difficult news time.
It's usually not good news, right? It's usually
not
news.
good, but this is like a little bit more intense than normal. Yeah. But you know what I thought we would talk about a little bit. I don't know if you remember this, but you had a conversation with Ritchie Torres, who's a congressman from New York, and that caused quite a stir.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. It wasn't a stir. I think most people liked it.
Yeah, well, I mean it, but people were, I think, excited. Not
those guys, the Barry Weiss people. They were saying that I was like a hook-nosed, like a banker, or like they were going old school anti-Semitic.
Well, that's the thing. The Barry Weiss people really took you to task in a way that I found a little bit surprising, because it was as if like you let them down. Have the folks over at Free Press, and now I guess she's CBS News, did they, I mean, had you had some type of like prior relationship with them or something? They seemed very, very disappointed in you.
No.
And then had an issue with like how un-Jewish you were.
They expected more? I don't know. They've been following?
I mean,
they've been following since the breakfast sandwich episode of Cumtown. I don't know. What were they? Yeah, no, I didn't know what it was, the Free Press. But I will say that my father, at first, you know, when I was doing that interview, I mean, I don't know. It's like, this is like an argument we've been having in our family for 20 years. And now it's a very public.
About Richie Torres.
Yeah. Is Ritchie Torres dope or not? Yeah. But my father, my dad watched I thought, you know, it's just like, I didn't want to, you know, they're members of your family. It's that were born shortly after the Holocaust, as I explained, and they kind of have been, there's a certain paradigm that they've been operating under most of their lives. And it's, you know, I didn't want to like, it's difficult. It's like, it's families and stuff. I didn't inform my decision to say what I wanted to say, but I was like, you know, my dad told me his heart rate monitor went off multiple times.
Oh,
I was like, I'm going to kill my dad, which would be,
which would make you Hamas.
But he watched everything. He watched it. Okay, enough with the jokes, Emma. Okay, enough. Is everything a joke? No, actually, my dad watched everything. He watched every response, and he saw that he has a. I have a bone to pick with you. You said that he said, and the Majority Report girl said that I'm a radical, and I was like, no, I'll set the record straight. You're a good. He's an architect. In fact, no, but I will say that he saw them calling me a capo, and he.
Well, wait a second. Let's not move on. We'll go to the Barry Weiss thing.
I don't know if I attacked your father.
We need to get.
The press guy called me a capo, and my dad was like, to co-opt language from the Shoah. He's like, these people are hypocrites, and I was like, that's right on, Max Friedland. Yeah, it was like kind of a yeah. He was like, you don't fuck with my boy, you know.
Well, I mean, it's good that he came to defense, but we really need to air this out.
Yeah,
with Emma, because
oh my God,
your dad was mad at Emma.
Should we call? My dad got mad at Emma. Yeah.
No.
And I said, but I said, you know, if I ever go on that program, I will tell that young lady that you know he's.
Well, wait a second. Let me just
yell at me.
Emma
what do you
said,
took issue with? I forgot actually.
Emma,
I don't remember what I say 5 minutes after I say
you
it.
said that my family's ISIS. I believe you said.
No.
Yeah.
Emma was, I think, quoting you as to saying that you were somewhat indoctrinated by your family.
Oh, indoctrinated. That's what he was.
I mean,
I was paraphrasing slightly, but obviously I hit a nerve.
Well, the truth is, listen, I'm making a whole matzo pudding of this. The truth is that in our community, this is something we believe and we're taught to believe growing up. I mean, that's what my parents were told growing up. I'm doing a goof on Emma right now, but like the truth is that's what's difficult about it is that you know, the assumption after the Holocaust, and as I said in the interview, it's like my family, like they were the proximity was, I mean, my parents were born like 5 years after, and it horrified people, and the assumption was we needed the Jewish state to prevent another Holocaust. I do think on the other hand, like, let's say if you're creating a state to avoid a genocide, wouldn't this undermine the very premise of the state? You know, I mean, but that's neither here nor there. I mean, I
think it's there. I think it's there.
Yeah, it's here
and there. Actually,
no. I mean, I think it's just it's in general. I was like, I thought I did a bad job at that
with
interview.
Ritchie Torres
In the room. I felt like I got emotional. Typically, I'm like, I was talking too much. I wasn't really listening. I was just talking, you know. It was just something that kind of happened. It wasn't like deliberate. And typically when I'm doing the interviews, I have like a little bit more of a plan, or, you know, it felt derailed as an interviewer in my mind. And then the funny thing is that it was a deliberation what to do with it, because, like, you know, in the edit, watching like I'm Jewish, it was I was like, oh, I can't watch this guy, and so I said it around to people, and I said this to Sam on the phone. The funny, like, all of my Jewish friends, like you know, incredibly pro-Palestine Jewish friends, even, were like, I don't know. And then all my like non-Jewish friends were like, this is a watershed moment. This is like, and I think what I found out was they were like, you know, of course, he's being Jewish. He's being a histrionic baby. And
you're also self-hating right now. I mean, you're being extreme. You're
what do you mean self-hate? What else? Have you met a Jewish person? No.
Well, no, I'm not weighing in anymore.
No. I think that in reality, after the fact, I felt fine. I mean, prior to it, it was a kind of it was the first time I feel like it was like the show was a little bit like stressing me out. But after the fact, I felt good because I saw that people were like, I think it's important that Jewish people, there's this Cosa Nostra code of silence a lot of the time, even if you're opposed to it, you know, and you know, I think that we have to show support for Palestine, and also just like on the basis of the anti-Semitism argument, like they're making this argument, and I think you said I was trying to justify anti-Semitism. I was like, no, we have to try and understand what's happening, where it's coming from right now, and it's like there's a Jewish star, and then there's a brutality and.
I'll be sincere for a second, say, Adam, like the fact that you were so vulnerable, I think was like, I had multiple people send it to me and, all women. So I think maybe you being vulnerable is a real ladies magnet situation, but
no, they don't respect you. Honestly, if you do it, I've tried multiple times.
I guess I just my sensibilities are a lefty, a soy boy type, but no.
Did you just call him a soy boy?
Yeah.
All right.
What is that? Like that? The soy face?
Yeah. Sure. That the vulnerability was a good thing, and it made Torres look like a sociopath in every sense of the word. So I think you accomplished a goal, or at least that would have been my goal going into it, and you achieved that.
Yeah, I mean, what I really was trying to do is just show, like, I thought it was interesting, like, his backstory, which I was trying to, like, kind of provide a runway for, which is that he's, like, from extreme poverty and tried to kill himself, and then he made it all the way to Congress. I mean, it's kind of like a lifetime movie. I mean, it's like a really, like, that story itself is like, you listen, Sam, if he let a couple of us run the PR for that, I mean, we could do amazing things with this backstory. I mean, multiple we could do incredible things with it. No, but yeah, and then linking that to like kind of like a Hasbara trip, and then like how does one represent the poorest district in America, and then kind of tweet about this other thing 90% of the time. It's just that's putting in that context. I think was my attempt was to do it to like kind of like tell a story or try to like find out a story. I think in my mind I felt like, oh, this is falling off the rails, but I think that I
did you have a sense that he was upset during it? Because at the end there's a moment or two of when you guys are sort of like stepping off the stage, he seems
he thought it was a setup. I mean, the thing is, like, I don't listen. I'm not like from Paul, like I'm from Cumtown. Like that wasn't like, I'm not trying to like maneuver in the freaking DC, kind of. I think he thought that it was like I was an activist or something. He said he used the term activist a couple times. When I saw that interview with Jonathan Greenblatt. It came out 2 days prior with the Times.
This is the head of the ADL.
Yeah, and they use like lived experience a lot, right? And which is funny because it's like kind of like that's like what do you call it? Intersectionality, kind of like academic like terminology, but like it is kind of like as a move rhetorically kind of interesting, because it's like if someone has their lived experience is that they experience anti-Semitism, that is, I guess, how they felt. But like in our minds, we're like, yeah, you saw a Palestinian flag or something. I don't like, but like it's still their lived experience. So I was like, rhetorically, I want to just limit things to like only things that I know personally, and then see that was, I think that came across.
Yes, I mean, I think that was. I think that's what distinguishes what you did from sort of like a political. Well, I don't want to say political, but a political capital P, I guess. Sort of like actors or, so-called objective journalism on some level, was that you were relating it to your lived experience, which, I think in some instances for some people, I think is, suspect at times. But in your instance, I think it's certainly one that was consistent with my lived experience, at least, in this day and age. And he sort of, Torres seemed to take offense to that on some level. only because it was inconsistent with his story.
Yeah, I think. I mean, he could have like, if Bill Clinton was, if I was interviewing Bill Clinton, he could have fucking danced on that. If Lindsey Graham was sitting there, like he could have, Bill Clinton would have been like, "Thank you for sharing, and I will put this in my heart." And then I would have been screwed. Then I would have been like, "But you took $1.5 million from AIPAC," and then I would have looked like Columbia, Kafia, that whatever they want to call anyone that's opposed to the war. And but in reality, like I don't know. I was surprised, honestly, that it wasn't. I thought that, yes, as you said before, like I guess the kind of what I wanted to do was have this conversation not in like a internet counterpoint way. I mean, like when he brought up like the Hebron massacre, I could have been like, oh, but like, you know, the fucking Stern gang and the fucking like Baruch Goldstein and like the fucking the King David Hotel. I could have like given my points and stuff like that too. But I'm like, yeah, but like, you know, how does that justify anything that's happened? Of course, there was violence leading up to the formation of the state of Israel. That's correct. But it's like, I mean, what's clear is that like, it's not like, it doesn't, that's where you lose the conversation. I think you just say to someone as an elected official, you know, you come from a certain place. Why is this your thing? And also, why do you, like, are you looking at this? Like, what are you seeing right now?
Well,
and
I think that's
it's more
like
effective, maybe.
It was also just like what underscored when you made it about your like lived experience and it was less of a politic-y with a capital P interview. It just made him trying to preach anti-Semitism to you like so like such a farce and so embarrassing for him that I don't know how he kept trying to go back to that well. Like, were you surprised that he didn't even acknowledge the history of like your family in the Holocaust or anything like that? It just felt like
it's kind
he
of
just
a lack
pushed
of,
past it.
Isn't it? It's more of a lack of political instincts, really. I mean, like,
well,
yeah, I mean, it's he just like that's not like a good. You look like, I mean, politicians are supposed to be like razzle dazzle, right? Like, I think it's kind of like like. It was that was odd to me, right? Like,
I think
like
the thing about Torres,
why would he do, you know, like,
I think the thing about Torres is like I can say that he blocked me before I barely even knew who he was, and I think he has never put himself in a situation where his perspective on this particular topic has ever been questioned. I mean, so when we talk about political instincts, how did he end up on your show?
Oh, good question.
I think I've been trying to think. I don't know. I think he's probably, you know, the interviews are pretty funny, even if I disagree with someone. Like the Anthony Weiner one was kind of funny.
It was hilarious.
But like, obviously, I was like, yeah, but you did like, you should go to jail for something involving a minor, you know, like just like I still pushed back, but somehow it's still kind of funny. And I think that maybe, I don't know if I what the fuck do I know about, can I curse on, are we on the terrestrial? Okay. I mean, if I had to guess,
not
maybe
anymore. His
comms person liked the show, I think. And then probably
is that person still there in employ?
Or you're just riding this Jon Stewart, new millennial Jon Stewart thing, and like he thought it sounded buzzy. And
I don't know.
How long can you milk that, buddy?
Well, the thing that would make sense in my mind, but what do I know is that maybe like he doesn't want to get AOC'd, and the Bronx like swung heavy in the last general, and maybe he feels like he wants to like kind of pivot that, because I think that now he's saying like Zoran shouldn't lose his citizenship. Like he's like, I'm Martin Luther King, and this is my opinion. You know, I think that like, you know, they're freaking politicians. They're like, you know, they see internal polling and they do whatever wherever the fuck. You know, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm just discovering this crap as well. There were 2 articles, and now I'm fucking Walter Cronkite. I mean, like, what the hell do I know about any of this shit? It's kind of ridiculous. Oh, sorry. I have to get something.
Do you have a landline?
No, the door is here.
Go get the door.
The dog
Invite them
walker
in.
is here. I was really
okay.
cooking on that. Sorry.
Yeah.
No dead air.
No. Let's just do his. Let's just do his.
All right. Sorry. I have a dog. You should tell those ladies that liked that I cried that I also have a dog.
I'll pass that along.
I have a fiance too, so tell them that they no. I have a dog named Isis. Actually, is an unfortunate name.
Isis.
Isis.
Oh, Isis. Okay.
Yeah. But
Well,
that's
like
the
the
reason I
goddess?
adopted her, and I think it's a pretty name. But I can't be like at the dog park like I'm training with Isis right now. So
Have
we
you
call her
thought of
Isis.
renaming it Hamas or?
I didn't name it Isis.
Okay.
What am I? What am I like? Badass. My dog's named. Actually, I named her Isel. No, I mean, what do I know? The thing is, the truth about the whole thing is like it was not very deliberate. It was kind of just something that happened. And after the fact, I kind of felt like I did a terrible job. And it was really nauseating to edit, but I'm really glad it resonated.
I have to say, I think partly coincidentally, but also I think that interview was a pivot point because in addition to sort of like all the polling that just came out at that time that I think like indicated the Democratic Party in terms of the voters was moving in a different direction. And it became, I think, a lot clearer to like another layer of the concentric circle of people that Israel had no interest whatsoever in ending this assault on Gaza and was starving people to death. But in terms of like
interview, you think?
Well, I think the interview, I don't think but I think it was one more element because within the weeks since your interview, there's been multiple Democratic congresspeople, sort of like backbenchery types that have said, I'm not taking AIPAC money because I think there is a certain momentum where the Democrat, and it's very, very slow, far slower than it should be in a both democratic and just world. But where there are certain, like Democrats are starting to realize like my cost benefit analysis here is starting to shift. And I think like the Ritchie Torres moment was one where they're like, oh geez, if Torres can't even justify himself in this context, how am I going to go on to any like outlet and justify this context when he's like the guy who's been like literally swimming in these water? I mean, he was sent to Michigan as sort of, some type of representative of, I guess, I don't know, the Bronx as to why Palestinian people should not be so concerned about what's going on with this genocide. I mean, it was sort of fascinatingly, but he got away with it, right? I mean, he got away with it. And this is where him getting away with being able to espouse this stuff without any pushback ended. And he, I think, was an avatar. He was certainly an avatar for when you look at like Bill Ackman looking for someone to run against. He's the billionaire.
Big funder, yeah.
Yeah.
He was out
like Twitter.
He's always on Twitter.
No, he's on Twitter all the time. But he was like trying to get Richie Torres to run for mayor.
Against Zoran. Yeah.
And he's like, I'll fund you. And I mean, Torres has been heralded as the next generation of leadership of the Democratic Party. I mean, I'm not making this up.
I stopped it.
Yes.
He's been quiet.
people really know who he is? I think maybe Twitter. I saw that his tweets and people getting mad at his tweets, but I don't think, is he that famous?
No. But within, it's like,
I don't really know anything.
I don't know. I'm like you know of comedians that your average person doesn't, but you perceive that, you know how big they are within the context of the industry or how they're being promoted. Torres was one of those people. He was the guy who just like won the awards at Just for Laughs, and
he's a comic.
Yes,
well, he's a back of the room kind of guy.
He's a back of the room guy.
Let me tell you, there's this guy Heshi Teshowitz. He's one for us. The audience, he bombs every show, but in the back of the room, we're dying.
Well, I think a lot of those guys said he's not as funny as he was 6 weeks ago.
Torres used to be hilarious, but
Torres used to be very, very funny.
I mean, I think that 6% of Democrats support what the operation in Gaza right now? Is that right?
It's 8, but yeah,
it's 8.
I mean,
classic capo move.
Maybe the
6.
The problem is more that the Democratic Party is just a completely inept organization. I don't
basically.
Why sending him to Michigan? I don't know. The fact that they're now kind of disavowing, kind of taking donations from something that's supported by 8% of their constituency is I don't know. And beyond that, with my point about his response, I mean, if he did an "I feel your pain," I would have been probably cooked. In retrospect, I mean, I wasn't viewing it as a debate at that point. I was kind of just telling him as first of all, that a lot more people hate Jewish people now, and it's coming from the right predominantly. We saw Charlottesville happen before this. We didn't see I don't know, I've never been I live in New York City. Have you Sam, have you ever had a problem with a radical Islamic fundamental? It's just they were saying that this is during beyond that, the Democratic Party decided to just tell this guy who's basically a rapper that went to Bowdoin that he's Osama bin Laden during the primary, and now his biggest rival for mayor, right? Zoran, he's just a regular kind of upper middle class kid, right? And then they're you are at Tora Bora right now. The Marines are firing on, they darkened his skin, and then now that he won the primary, the party hasn't even coalesced around him. The Democratic Party is it doesn't look good.
No,
it's kind of I think it's kind of if I had to guess, probably gotten people to kind of give up. I mean, they're they kind of, what do they represent at this point? And if it's from Adam Friedland's Ritchie Torres interview that they've decided that, this is bad for us, this is a litmus test in a midterm, that's even worse for them.
I won't give you too much credit. I'll pull back.
Good, not.
I will not. I will give you less credit now because they're
I
also
my pants.
There you go. I've heard about this.
Well,
I talk about it a lot.
There was a poll that came out of New Yorkers, New York Times Siena earlier this week. Plus 18.
Are you gonna have to run?
Well, I was just going to say
for Palestinian support. It wasn't you specifically, but you're set up. The funniest outcome of this would be you primarying Richie Torres.
No, I'm no carpetbagger. I'm not gonna.
Who would you primary? Are you contemplating? Is it Hakeem Jeffries
my
or
old friend Chelsea? For the Jerry Nadler seat.
Oh, all right.
Chelsea versus right. Okay, gotcha. Reply guy
my
for
old
Chelsea.
Pal Chelsea.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.